Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Our last guests are bringing in that jolly feeling. We welcome the Jolly Holidays, the official carolers of Arthur Avenue. And every year, starting the weekend after Thanksgiving, the Jolly Holidays stroll through the historic restaurants of Little Italy in the Bronx, as well as dozens of holiday parties, tree lightings, private events, and shows. Here now to perform in our Open Artist Spotlight. Please welcome the Jolly Holidays.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la.
Yes, the Jolly Holidays, everyone. And that was a preview because we've got more on the rest of our Open. But Chris, please introduce this lovely group.
Yes, I'm Chris Wade. We're the Jolly Holidays. And to my right here is Kira Helper singing soprano. This is Danielle Aaron Rhodes on alto and solos. Jeff Paul Goebel on bass. And Kirsten Egenis on alto.
Wonderful. I remember you.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
But, Chris, let's share with everyone a little bit about your background as far as the caroling that you've been doing, how many years you guys have been doing it, and your season in doing it. Obviously, it's during the holiday season, but I would love to know how many months you're actually doing it, how many days, and how many venues you visit.
Gosh, yes. Well,
We don't have all the time for that.
Right. Well, I'll start from the beginning. Basically, the Jolly Holidays got our start right here in the Bronx when I was lucky enough to connect to Phil and Alyssa at the Belmont Business Improvement District, where they asked if we would be interested in coming up to Little Italy, the real Little Italy here in the
Right, the
Bronx,
real Little Italy.
and singing through the Italian restaurants. And that started in 2013, and we've been doing it every year since, doing the caroling in the restaurants with the Belmont Bid. But now cut to us, we're in our 12th season now, our 13th year, and we also now exist in Los Angeles, so the Jolly Holidays are on both coasts.
Nice.
We start singing our performances not just at Arthur Avenue, but all around New York City, really right after Thanksgiving, and it goes sometimes past Christmas time.
Yeah, but how many days are you doing it? And obviously you must have some kind of rotation system, right?
You're
if
so
you're doing it
smart.
frequently.
She's right. We've got about 24 carolers in our company, both here in New York and in Los Angeles, and we generally perform as a quartet, SATB, soprano, alto, tenor, bass. Sometimes we'll sing as a quintet like we are now, sometimes as a trio, sometimes as an octet. So yeah, there's multiple people in our organization doing multiple gigs a day, almost every day, singing all the time through Christmas, spreading our Christmas joy.
That's lovely. And so I assume that everyone here has other gigs that they're committed to. So how do you choose your carolers, right? And I would love to meet some of them and learn a little bit about what they're doing in their other endeavors.
Sure. Well, basically, as singers, we're always looking for part singers, people who can hold harmonies, have great ear for harmony, sight singers, people who can look at a music line and just read it. That's really, really important. But also professional actors and performers, because we are a live performance caroling entertainment act. So yeah, I'll start right here to my right with Kira. She can just say a few words about what she's up to these days and her background.
I appreciate that. She's no stranger to the show.
I was going to say, if people want to know more about me, they can check out my episode with Rena. I think it's on YouTube now.
Yeah, it is on YouTube.
But yeah, I am a music therapist and a singer-songwriter and an actor. And you were asking about how we get chosen for this.
It's more about this, right?
Yeah,
because you're wearing these lovely costumes.
Yeah.
There's something really special about upholding this tradition.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, to add to what you were saying, Chris, I think it's also important as a part singer that you're able to blend, right? Mm-hmm. That it's really about the sound of the group and not trying to, unless you have the solo line,
right?
Not trying to over sing over your fellow group members, but
Nice.
really having a really nice blend. And I think that all of the musicians that Chris has gathered together for the group have a beautiful blend, really listen to each other.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important, right? It kind of like humbles you too, right?
Yeah.
When you're out there performing solo.
Yeah.
Right, versus having
You're
to
right.
kind of blend and harmonize and have that synergy.
Yes.
There's a lot of teamwork that goes on, and no divas. We all have to work together as a team to get to the many gigs that are out on Long Island, or they're way far downtown in a building. And how do you get there? There's so many logistics that we really do work as a team, and that includes listening to each other and working together.
And to your left, we have.
Yes, Danielle Aaron Rhodes.
Hello. Well, I met Chris Wade in church choir first.
Nice.
So, and we bonded over music right away. So then when he asked me to join the company, it was sort of a no-brainer for me because I already am a musician and an actress and singer. And I also am in love with Christmas. I love Christmas carols especially. And so, and I know pretty much all of them, like even ahead of this. So I was glad to learn some new arrangements and keep Christmas traditions alive.
Love it, love it, love it. And to your left.
Yes, my name's Jeff. Let's see, I got involved. I'm in my other life. I'm an opera singer and I sing in musicals as well as art and composing and things like that. But I got involved when I was doing a show, Stephen Sondheim's Assassins, and was invited to come join the company by a mutual friend. So. It seemed like a nice way to afford some Christmas presents, and now it's been 8 years, and I've been more than happy to do it. It's really builds musical skills like you wouldn't believe.
Nice. 8 years, you say?
Yeah.
Yes. And you? How many years?
Oh, 10.
And you?
This is my first year,
Oh my gosh,
actually.
you're the newbie.
I got connected through Jeff. Jeff and I were in a show together,
that's
and he
right.
was like, I think you'd be a great fit.
Yeah, we
Love
just
it.
did a show together in Boston in
Nice.
November. So.
Nice. Oh, nice. I love that.
Yeah.
Right? So you're also welcoming the new additions.
yeah.
And then to our left.
Kirsten.
Hi, I'm Kirsten. So I have also been singing with the Jolly Holidays for 8 years. Jeff and I had our first season the same year in 2016. But I am, like many other folks on the stage, I'm also an actor, a singer in other spheres of life. I'm also a puppeteer. But my funny story for getting involved is Chris Wade and I are from the same hometown, and we did not cross paths in our growing up lives, but we had enough mutual friends, including our dear high school theater teacher. Our dads know each other, and it was just one of those things as he was putting together a company and auditioned, and here we are 8 years later. But it's such a delight, and building off of that, like one of the great things about this is like no gig is the same. Every gig, even though you're working through a rep of 80 something songs, it's so much music. But every gig requires, even if you have a set list, like there's always unknowns, there's always variables. You're always singing with a different group of people in the 20 odd members of the company. Like you are always finding your blend. You are always figuring out how to work best with the people you are working with. And there's such a joy to be like, great, there's this problem, this puzzle I'm going to solve in this 1 hour gig with a half-hour call time, and you make magic happen for people with like so many talented musicians and their skill sets and their beautiful Christmas brains.
Kristen, did I hear somebody here has a gig in Carnegie Hall coming up, right?
I do.
It's you.
Yes, there's a band, award-winning band that I sang original music with, and each year we've been invited back. This will, I believe, be the 5th year, so it's going to be exciting, and that's in July 25th.
Yeah, no,
Maybe,
I think it's important for us to mention it because the beauty of what you're doing is that you're really offering this to the community, right? And then you have the Belmont Bid actually supporting it, right? And as you mentioned, you're like, oh, I'm making a few extra bucks for my Christmas presents, you know, and I just think it's important that we do mention this because it's like you all have your own lives in the field, and then you're coming together to kind of form this camaraderie with music and singing and just spreading joy while traveling throughout our local neighborhoods.
That's right, and we have so much to thank to Alyssa for that connection so many years ago, who we still work with at Belmont Bid for Arthur Avenue. And in 2021, She messaged me around April or May and said, we want to bring people back out to the streets, into the restaurants. So we're, building this outdoor seating area. Would you guys or would your company have a group that can sing or do something? And after thinking about the origins of doo-wop starting on that area of Belmont, Arthur Avenue, it was revealed to us that Dion and the Belmont started right there. So an idea kind of came to me because every year as carolers, people go, what are you guys doing when you're not carolers? Well, now we say, we're a doo-wop group called Belmont 4, which was literally inspired from Dion and the Belmonts, who got their start right there on the streets of Arthur Avenue. So now you can catch us in the summer and fall in kind of 50s and 60s inspired costumes as a quartet, again, SATB, singing a lot of Dion and the Belmonts as well as oldies. It's a nostalgic, sentimental quartet. So because of that newer contract that now is 4 years later, and
Well,
the
congratulations on that.
Thank you. And then because of that, now the group goes to Reno every year to perform at
Very
a
nice.
resort out there. And just we have so many things to thank for through Alyssa and Belmont Bid.
That's wonderful. And speaking of costumes, we must acknowledge the person who designed these costumes.
Oh, well, I guess that would be me.
Oh, look at you, Chris. Stunning. Stunning.
Oh, thank you so much. I mean, the tradition of caroling, as Jeff Goebel here has said, it stretches all the way back hundreds of years to when people would wassail around and be going door to door singing for drinks or food, and then sometimes money. So now the tradition of caroling has come into a little bit of pageantry and festiveness and celebration of the holiday season.
And it does make all the difference. So are you saying you've made 20 of these? Or 24? How many did you say you had? 24?
I don't make them, but yes,
No,
24
well, I
on this
mean
kind.
design it. I should
Sure.
say style it.
Yes.
Style it. Style it.
Our bonnets actually are fashioned and kind of designed by Carrie Hillman, who has an illustrious career as a designer here in New York City, as well as some by my mom.
That's beautiful. And Mom's name. I just like
Susan
acknowledging
Wade.
all of the artists that contribute to what you're
Oh,
doing.
Susan Wade is my mom, and she did this bonnet.
It's
and
gorgeous.
Carrie's working on a few right now, and she's so busy and high-end designer, so we're so lucky to have her.
Wonderful. Because it takes a village.
It does.
It takes a village to serve our community in this artistic manner, upholding these traditions. And so, before we go, do you have any last words you'd like to share with our viewers?
Maybe about barbershop.
Pertaining to the holidays, because this is a time of the year where people tend to kind of go inside and in their heads, and here you are bringing them out. And you're certainly going to provide it for our viewers after we're done with this interview portion.
Well, we would like to say to everybody that we know times sometimes aren't as easy as other times. And this caroling is not really about us and our performance as much as it is bringing memories to people. And so every time they have us over for a party or invite us to the restaurants as they do in the Bronx Little Italy, we want to bring the joy and the reminiscing back. And so everyone else can cry and have their loving, joyful times, and feel like they can remember the memories from their past and make new ones with us now.
And so if people wanted to obtain your schedule, how do they go about doing that? Like where you're caroling, what days you're doing it, what
Well,
restaurants?
probably the best place is our Instagram, so that's at the Jolly Holidays Carolers. Also, Bronx Little Italy posts our schedule, but basically we stroll throughout the restaurants through the holiday season every weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. in select restaurants along Arthur Avenue. And for more detailed information, go to our Instagram or Bronx Little Italy.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you all
Thank
for
you.
bringing it
Thank
here
you. We're
to
so honored
us
to be
on
here.
Open and to our viewers. Once again, we were speaking with the Jolly Holidays, but I want to acknowledge everybody by name. Chris Wade, Kyra, Kira Helper, sorry about that. Danielle, Erin Rhodes, right? Jeff Paul, Gobble? Goebel, sorry about that. And then there's Kirsten,
Kirsten
Eugenius.
Egenis.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I acknowledge you all for
you.
dedicating
Thank
yourselves
you.
to just making sure you bring joy into people's homes. That's
Thank
what
you.
we're doing right now. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for all you do.
My pleasure. My privilege, actually. And you guys, stay tuned because guess what? We've got more with the Jolly Holidays when we return. Hey everyone, and welcome back here now to spread some more cheer. Let's give it up for the Jolly Holidays.
2, 3, 4. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing the bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime in jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time. Rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet. Jingle around the clock. Mix and a mingle and a jingling beat. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell. That's the jingle bell rock. Rock, rock, that's the jingle bell rock. Holly jolly, holly, holly jolly, whoa. Holly jolly, holly, holly jolly, whoa. Holly jolly, holly, holly jolly, whoa. Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Oh, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you. Kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And in case you didn't hear, oh by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas. Christmas, Christmas. This year, holly jolly, holly, holly jolly, holly jolly, holly, holly jolly, holly jolly, holly, holly jolly, this is the end of the song.
Yes! Oh my gosh! Talk about bringing in the cheer, everyone! That was the Jolly Holidays! Whippa! Oh my gosh! I'm smiling from ear to ear. You guys, for more information, you can check them out on Instagram at the Jolly Holidays Carolers. And bueno, that is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out this episode throughout the weekend and 24 hours a day at BronxNet.tv. I'm Rena Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Have a happy, healthy holidays, mi gente.